This is a voice check. This is a voice check. Let me know in the live chat if you guys can hear me a-okay. It's gonna be an interesting stream. And if you guys want the interesting, the beautiful, the gorgeous, the radio voice Krisha on here with us, you guys know what you got to do. Ooh, what was that? What was that? Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that big kiss on my cheek? That was only for me, guys. That was only for me. Honey? Honey? My, oh my, oh my. Good to see you in here, buddy. Long time. Heads up, by the way, it's going to be a very, very casual stream. The handle Auntie Boomer has to be the best handle I've seen in a very, very long time. Good stuff on that. Good stuff. Alright guys, looks like we have only around 12 likes, around 50 viewers though. So I'm gonna take that as a vote for Krisha to leave the scene. Krisha, you gotta go. They don't want you here. You guys know what to do. You guys want Krisha on the live stream. Get those votes up. Those votes up. If not, I'm glad to have the stage today. We're gonna start in around 2 minutes. Just give us a bit to get our stuff in order. All right, guys, this is gonna be a final voice check. Let us know if you guys can hear us a-okay. This is gonna be a voice check from me and from Krisha.
And what's up, you guys? Yeah, okay.
Lena's in here too. The timing is cool. All right, let's get the show started then, shall we? With that, off to the charts. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. My name is Sean. And we have Krisha with us over here. The gorgeous, the beautiful, the love of my life.
And what's up, you guys? How's everyone doing out there?
Adjust my chair, but Jesus, sit back.
Today is going to be rather casual.
Yeah, we have gin and soda with us. Krisha put in a dash of ginger and lime too.
Yeah.
Krisha's so good at making
this. You know, the flavor always adds that zing. That's
Indeed,
nice.
Indeed. So I do have the Vechain chart opened up over here for Scotty, my man Scott.
We've been looking at Vechain. I know I have been actively looking at Vechain.
I'm in this trade, Krisha. So Krisha has been completely
it's
trading only the high time frame. She's gone on the other side of the spectrum pertaining to the mango way now.
Yes.
Like she started off with the I'm gonna play the ranges, I'm gonna play the 4-hour time frame, and now she's graduated.
It's actually really cool. That's one thing about trading, right? You really get to pick your time frame now because it's been busy outside of mango in general. I know that I can play the higher time frames and totally get away with it and still ride those trends. So yeah, I've been focusing on the higher time frames. When I say higher time frames, I'm talking about your weekly time frame because that's the only one I can manage right now. Right, so also this is a note for you guys, right? For those of you who are really busy and you can't manage trades actively, get on over to the higher time frames. You can still trade and be profitable.
Indeed, and honestly, if you guys have been noticing, Bitcoin especially is the perfect example of, hey, if you trade the higher time frames, you will be rewarded for doing less but achieving far more, right? We've been talking about a couple of higher time frame levels for a while now, for months really, and it's really paid off because while everyone is panicking and getting anxious in the markets, we're here at Mango, especially the duo couple over here, we've been pretty relaxed because Bitcoin has been essentially giving us accumulation opportunities over and over and over again across these levels over here. And hey, until we are holding certain levels, these levels specifically, there's no reason to really worry about anything. And if we do lose these levels, there's opportunity towards the downside, and we can talk about that today too. But before we do that, I want you guys to let us know, what do you guys want us to start with? Bitcoin? Dixie, right? US dollar index has made a move, Krisha.
Yes, in fact, it was
a very scary move, in fact.
I hadn't noticed it until someone in the comment section, someone left a comment on one of our previous live streams saying that I would really like to hear your thoughts on Dixie right now, which then prompted me to go and look at Dixie, and I'm just like, damn, broke resistance. Crazy.
Yeah, Dixie broke resistance, but Bitcoin, I would have expected Bitcoin to really take a deeper flush on that alone, right? But Bitcoin's holding. Okay, so quick heads up, okay, or not quick heads up, quick recap on what we're looking at on Bitcoin. Okay, I'm going to zoom out to the monthly. We're sure this monthly isn't looking the prettiest, right? It's not looking the prettiest by all means.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But it's not anything to worry about just yet either. It's the next month's candle that will give us more information, right? And we've talked about this to a candle analysis perspective in the last stream. We had a really nice breakdown when Murali asked a certain question. But over here, right, we've derived a certain level that I'm going to zoom in for you guys on. This level right over here, this horizontal coming at around 58,000-ish, okay? So that's the bottom of the zone that we're marking out. And the top of the zone is coming in from the weekly level right over here, guys. Right over here, okay? So we have a weekly level and a monthly level that we're looking at, okay? Together, we've combined them to mark out a zone that Bitcoin in our eyes needs to hold that support level. Okay, so 58,000 to 60,000. As long as Bitcoin's closing weekly candles above that, right, we are looking at that as a accumulation zone, accumulation opportunity. And again, for sure, just looking at the structure of this over here, back when we were like, you talked about this while we were on our beach vacation, during my vacation, right? You're looking for this higher low. We were here and you said, hey, Bitcoin needs to still put in that higher low.
Yeah.
Now we had something very similar over here. When we had this up thrust, Bitcoin needed to put in its next higher low, and that's all this is over here, right?
Look at this. Let's zoom into this. That way they see a better sort of thing on it.
You mean zoom into
the chart? So right now we're on the.
Oh right, I do apologize.
It's been an interesting.
There we go. That's better. My apologies, guys. My apologies.
Hey, 1 second. I spot a spammer in there. Who is that? The premium goat. What are you doing? Don't spam.
Mark, Julian, enforce your Mango Knight powers.
I remember old man used to come and he's like there
with the
hammer, right? 1 second, we get in. Let the admin.
Oh, Vishal is in here too, by the way.
Oh, there we go. Vishal to the rescue. Okay, cool beans. Okay,
all right, so I want to go ahead and just draw out the trend for you guys, right? Let's really go back to first principles. If we were to really just trace this trend over here that Bitcoin has been following, all right? Okay, I did that. Now what I want you guys to do is have a very, very basic children's exercise, if you will, and go ahead and redraw what you just drew on a clear blank chart. Okay, I'm going to redraw it to the best of my ability. That's all we've done thus far.
Yeah.
Is there anything to worry? If somebody showed you this chart, what would you project it to do?
Well, put in a higher low. So if it has to go in that sequence.
No. Forget the jargon. Don't use higher low. Like, don't be fancy here. All prim and proper.
Okay, I
right?
expect it to continue.
It continues too big of a word, Christian. Single syllable words.
Well, it gets
up.
Okay,
there you go. Up. Right? It's only if it starts doing something like this, where you'd be like, okay, this was going up, now it's going down.
Yeah.
Right? Keep it mango. That's as simple as you guys need to keep it. So once we once we start seeing something like this, right? That's when we start worrying. That's why, okay, cool. This is now in a weekly downtrend. That's when you can start getting fancy with your terminology. But yeah, guys.
Reversal.
We have a combination of a uptrend pullback onto weekly and monthly support levels, and it's just really difficult to be bearish over here, right? Like, experience has taught Krisha and me that every time these kind of things happen, it's the new amateur traders who tend to panic out of their positions, or mature traders who still haven't found discipline yet, right? That's what we really try to teach you guys over here at Mango. That's why the Mango community is a community for both new traders and mature traders who are still trying to grapple with the psychology that is missing from their trading repertoire. So that's what Bitcoin's doing, just pulling back onto monthly and weekly levels. And if you look at the lower time frames, Krisha, you can see how well these levels have been getting respected.
Yeah. I thought we both got a bid on this level. I think to be candid about that too. Both caught a bid on this recent back, and I'm pretty happy with it. And why is that? It's because it's going to be an easy one to manage. Now, Sean just pulled it up on the monthly time frame, right? And you're seeing that, hey, you know what? We broke the last month of October. We broke that resistance, right? So this right now at this very given point in time is looking like a retest. Now, if it breaks, it breaks. You know what? If it breaks, we're invalidated.
Exactly.
But what's really cool about that is that it's such a crucial, critical level that if it breaks, we just know when we're wrong very, very fast.
Yep.
Right? And that's the beauty of it.
Yep. There's something I said in the Grove just prior to the stream. I'm just going to go ahead and read it out to you guys. I said, what did I say? Something in regards to, oh yeah, there we go. I said, it's a key level here, man. Been saying it for a while. if we lose it, it'll be ugly. But until we lose it, we gotta respect it.
Yeah, there
Right?
we go. Well said.
Yeah, I know.
Well said.
I was pretty impressed with that. I gotta upvote that myself. Right? Actually, let's go ahead and show the Discord if I can, because I do want to talk about something else that Al has mentioned. I hope, is that your name, buddy? Al? I think he's Alvaro, right, over here. That's you, right, Alvaro? That's you. I really hope it's you, man, because I've been assuming it's you. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to pull up the Discord here. Oh wait. Alright, okay, so yeah, this is what we were talking about. Where I said if we lose it, it'll be ugly, but until we lose it, we gotta respect it. But what I want to bring to your attention is this cool little post that Alvaro had in the Grove chat on Discord, and he essentially posted a chart that depicted the net inflows or outflows amongst all exchanges. Okay. And we are seeing spikes. These spikes over here, Krisha, towards the bottom, are essentially depicting the net outflows, right? Yeah, basically negative inflows, right? And on the top are your net inflows. Okay, so you're seeing that I believe this spot over here, right, that he has marked where his cursor is over, is indicating a spike, right? A little spike over here. You guys see that? Of net outflows out of the exchanges. So apparently on the 15th of November there was a net outflow of around 8,700 Bitcoin. So if you combine all of this, you combine this is essentially on-chain metrics, right? On-chain metrics, monthly support level, weekly support level, and you're seeing outflows from the exchanges while we come down to monthly and weekly support levels. It's also a weekly high, potential high low. So trend analysis is saying, hey, this is a buy opportunity. Your support and resistance levels is saying buy opportunity. And now what on-chain metrics are telling you is that the market participants are behaving as though it is a buy opportunity because they're buying and taking it out of the exchange. And by the way, my opinion, after I've been studying on-chain metrics myself too, I haven't been giving a strong opinion on it recently because I still need to fully gather my thoughts on it. If you guys are interested, I'm definitely willing to talk about on-chain metrics, but I do have a different opinion on how to view it compared to other people, so bear that in mind. You guys may not agree with my opinion, but what I think on-chain metrics are better for is telling you how market participants are behaving corresponding to the price action. It's not telling you what price is likely. It doesn't help you with invalidation. It doesn't help you with how you should trade. It doesn't help you with any of that, in my opinion. What it does tell you is the current market participants, are they respecting the same things that you're looking at? And if not, how should you trade it? Right? So
I'm curious, how are you looking at this? And now we're seeing price come down, dip into macro support, and we're seeing outflows out of the exchanges. So you're saying that, I guess it's a bullish sort of outlook. At least that's how I'm looking at it. With price actually dipping down, and you're seeing people are still the way. Now, of course, this is a big assumption, right? Net outflows. I'm thinking that people are taking and putting into their cold wallets or something. That's how I'm looking at it. Now, if someone's storing it into their wallet, they're not looking to sell, right? So I'm looking at it as a bullish thing. How do you perceive?
It is bullish. It is bullish. So as long as supply and demand is what everything comes down to eventually, right? Yeah. And this is a really, really simplified way to, or rather, gets to the first principles of supply and demand, when you are seeing more leave the exchanges versus enter the exchanges, right? So when there's more leaving the exchanges, there's less to sell.
Yes.
Which means there's less supply. Yes. When there's less supply coming in compared to less demand coming in, right? You're going to have more bullish action, right? Until that flips around. So I'm seeing this as bullish. overall, my view on the on-chain metrics thus far states that we are mid-cycle, and by the way, my view on on-chain metrics is also lining up with the fact that what we've been talking about since 2019, that we are having smaller bursts of bull markets, smaller bursts of bear markets. I think that's what we're going to have again. I hope I can trade it correctly this time around, where we see another small burst of a bull market. I think maybe 140,000, 150,000 Bitcoin, and another bear market where everyone is like, wait a minute, where's the euphoria, right? I don't think we're going to see those massive bursts of euphoria like we saw in 2017, where we just keep going and going and going. I want it to happen, and I got to check myself on that, right? Because I keep saying, hey, we're going to have smaller bursts of bull and bear markets, but I got to start trading it that way more aggressively.
Yeah.
Because I've been validated on that thesis multiple times now, and I'm beginning to see that behavior on the on-chain metrics as well. So yeah.
Just so it's clear as to how Sean perceives that, right? Because I'm sure, we're assuming, right, that a lot of people are sort of familiar with on-chain metrics.
Or spam. Hey Thomas, how's it going, buddy? I'm gonna go change your name in the seed chat. I'm gonna add a Thomas in the brackets.
How's everyone feeling with this dip?
Cheers, buddy.
Happy to see that a lot of seedlings. The seed chat has been rather calm.
Oh yeah.
I know Mock.
So impressive.
I believe Mock. He told his mom, at the very least, to buy the dip, and I thought that was very impressive.
I do want to give a shout out to Ajay, and those of you who are in the seed program, please go ahead and check out the Mango Lessons section within the seed section channels that you guys do get access to. Ajay had a really nice write up today. One of the list kind of write-ups that he posts, which can be very useful for those of you who are still learning. In fact, it's useful for everyone, right? So even if you're a mature trader, these kind of reminders are really helpful. So thank you, Ajay, for that. And those of you in the C program, go ahead and read it. These are the things that matter.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like a lot of what he's mentioned, and I can resonate with this because remember, a lot of this was a part of my rule set, Sean.
Yeah.
Right, when I first started and I was trying to take account of all the mistakes that I made, it was all a part of my rule set. So this is gonna help, and I still follow so much of this even today, so it helps me out even today. So go ahead, guys, seedlings, go ahead and check out Ajay's, because trust me, it's gonna help. Sometimes it's the simplest things that you need to improve on that can really be a massive game changer.
I'm going to go ahead and read out a couple of the points that he posted on the in his list, right? Some that are really important that I want to project onto you guys watching at home too, whether you guys are in the seat or not. One of the things that he mentioned was only enter a trade if it was pre-planned, right? That's very important. That was on, like, I really like that that's number 2 on his list, because that was literally number 1 on my list when I had a rule set that I printed out and pasted on my wall above my monitor, right, in the beginning of my journey. Well, in the beginning of my journey after getting absolutely wrecked, and I realized I needed to be disciplined more than knowing my TA. I've gone through a lot of pain, guys, that forced me to learn discipline more than anything else. So this was one of the things I had on the top of my list. Did you pre-plan your trade? If not, do not enter, no matter what, right? None of the other rules mattered. Nothing else mattered. Because if this trade was not pre-planned, do not enter it. Do not enter it. So That's one that he has on his list, and he says right at the end of the sentence, if this then that, right? So it's not pre-planned, do not enter. Another one is try not to fixate on the dollar value of the asset, and I do want to mention this is mainly because Krisha is here with us and she says this a lot. She says be dollar agnostic, be price agnostic.
Yeah.
Right, that's really important, because especially in crypto, you guys may have been seeing he's like, for example, DOT is at $40 and I am buying, right? You guys may have seen DOT at $2 or $3 or $1 or 50 cents, right? You can't let that bother you. I know people who bought Ethereum at around $5, $7, $12, and they refuse to buy at $800. They refuse to buy at $80 or even at $1,000. And they missed out on so many gains. It's gone up freaking 4x from $1,000, right? 4x, right? But they couldn't get themselves to buy it because they saw it and purchased it at a price that was sub $10. So are you willing to let go of another 400% gain because of what it was priced in the future? No. Think of it through first principles.
Yeah.
Up,
Yeah.
up, right?
Especially considering the measure, right? That measure of value behind not just the cryptocurrencies, but even traditional, is the dollar. And we all know what's happening with the dollar right now, right? It's not the best measure. I feel like that ruler, that sort of scale has also been broken.
Thought says you're always buying the top in the end. Yeah. As a trend trader, you do sometimes buy the top, man. You don't know if it's going to be the top or not.
Oh, Bitcoin.
Let's check out Dixie.
Stopnik asks, test 58K again today, or hey,
We've tested 58K enough times. People who did not buy 58K do not deserve another chance.
So if you're looking for like lows, now I feel like you guys know our analysis pretty much. Sean and I are both under the same thing, that Bitcoin is currently sitting on support, and until we break the support, we're not looking for any further downside. We first have to see that confirmation break, and we have not received that just yet. The time frame that we're looking at is that monthly time frame, the monthly and the weekly, both of which are looking, yes, they're looking weak, but things can change leading up to the end of the week. We all know how fast Bitcoin can really move when it wants to move. So until that really gets solidified on the chart, that break, only then will we really be expecting further downside on the chart. Before then, we're on support. You know what to do on support.
What are your thoughts on this?
Wrong. Dixie's looking good. And you know what? We were having this conversation in the C chat yesterday, and I believe it was Randy or it was, anywho, but it was the fact that Dixie, we've been looking at Dixie for weeks on end, and it was showing quite a bit of strength along that 94 region. We did not see, like, it was relentless along 94. It kept getting picked up at 94, 94, 94. Think about how many weeks we spent up there, right? And then finally we saw that push, that break. And yeah, I guess we should have seen it. I don't know. But no, it was definitely showing strength along 94. Dixie.
So this is a break. Like we are seeing a break and continuation, right? And a strong continuation move right after that as well. This is likely just a higher low on the 4-hour time frame. I'm expecting this to go further. I'm going to expect this to go further until it doesn't. So with that in mind, right, let's talk about some theories on Bitcoin. You guys may not like hearing this, by the way. And we can talk about something else that I bamboozled Krisha with earlier today as well. So let's get a clean chart on Bitcoin. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clear the chart, and we're gonna project some scenarios over here, right? So Dixie has had a bounce, or rather not a bounce, a break. So what I want to do, go ahead and duplicate my tab, and I'm going to have Dixie on my tab. Okay, so Dixie's here. Look at this. This was my measured move, by the way, for Dixie, and we're seeing it almost hit. Okay, so if we hit the measured move and we come back down, it doesn't mean that we break back down. Okay, we could break back down, or we could actually respect the level. Now from here, we do have a pullback, we could keep going up. Okay, and that's not going to be good for risk assets. The dollar doing well, or the dollar getting strong, is not good for risk assets, period, right? And this inflation narrative that is going to go on for the next 10 years regardless. Let me put it this way. Inflation, in my opinion, is going to go on for the next 5 to 10 years. But the narrative, right, once you start seeing it getting really, really loud, that's usually when you'll expect a sort of pullback against it before continuation, right? Just like with oil prices, etc., energy, the energy sector is going to see the same thing. But with that, right, let's say we start seeing the dollar let's say we see the dollar have a pullback and then a bounce, right? With this, we can think about what Bitcoin will do, right? Bitcoin is sitting on support, like we talked about, right? We have 60,000 to 50,000 support-ish, something like this. Yeah, something like that, right? Right, something like that, right? So Bitcoin essentially respects the support on its second touch. Dixie pulls back. Remember, we are postulating a scenario where Dixie pulls back to test its support. Okay, that means Bitcoin might see a bounce.
Yes.
Right? But now at that point, Dixie comes back to its support. And bounces, right? So, oops, this is Ethereum, going back to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's at this point, and then Bitcoin essentially sees a pullback because Dixie is bouncing, right? So what do you have now?
Head and shoulder. Lower high, yeah, plausible.
Right? Again, now Dixie sees its continuation. Maybe Dixie comes to this new sector here. This order block of sorts, right? And then sees its drawdown, okay? Now, I think Bitcoin at that point does something like this. Comes back to test that $52,000 region to 44,000, this zone, and then sees its continuation. Because I think inflation is going for the next 5 to 10 years, right? I think people who are going to be wrong the most are going to be right, but wrong on the way they're trading it. Get it?
Yeah.
The people who are going to be wrong the most, guys, are going to be people who are right on what they thought was going to happen, but they traded wrong because of the way their time preference is saying it's going to happen now. It's going to happen now, but it doesn't need to, right? Dollar could strengthen temporarily. They get liquidated out of their positions. They feel the pain temporarily. They lose their positions, even if it's spot. Bitcoin only pulls down to 50,000, and by the end of the next 4 years, 5 years, we're sitting at freaking 200,000 plus anyways, but they lost position at 50K, 60K, right? So try to avoid that happening to you, okay? So we could definitely pull down, and this scenario, by the way, could look a lot like the daily, right? This scenario here, look at that. This was at 12K. Everyone expected Bitcoin had made a new high here.
Yeah.
Bitcoin had made a new high here, right? I remember these emotions. Bitcoin put in a head and shoulders, boom. What say you guys?
Buster Wolf says, bro, fourth stimulus check approved though. Has it really been approved? I'm curious now.
I don't know
So
that.
we have those. So if this is the case, and then also the infra bill has been passed.
So stimulus check is approved and the dollar's going up. There's something not
Something
right.
that's off. So what's the next? So going back to Dixie, what's the next sort of region that you're going to be looking at for Dixie in terms of you know, price action, price zone? So if you get on over to the month, yeah, monthly.
This there.
And there we go.
Nailed it.
So Bitcoin could also, if Dixie really has that next sort of, you know, move to the upside, Bitcoin could also break down from here. That's another possible thing. At which point I'll be looking at wow. Finally, I actually thought, because of the structure, I actually thought you were on Bitcoin's chart for a second. It could turn into like an M, right? And you see a breakdown, further breakdown from Bitcoin. That is a plausible outcome, but can be jumping the guns on the patterns. The break is very, very important.
So Biden signed the infrastructure bill. It's not approved yet, but he signed it. I don't think it's enough for him to sign it, though, right? I don't understand American politics, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna get. I'm pretty sure just because he signed, it's not fully approved. The charts will tell you how to trade, because at the end of the day, the charts dictate your risk management. Only tax credits, right?
Press will call it first, and right now, dollar looking strong. Next region of resistance only at, what was that, 101? That's likely going to paint the fundamental picture for you guys as to what's going to happen next when it comes to fiscal policy.
If you see, Julian, what the dollar's doing on the 1 year chart, it keeps finding these ranges, these spikes, and then these ranges again, right? That's what it's really doing. It's not really trending the way people would think it would trend. Finding a range, then spiking, finding a range, not spiked again for a while, so we're due for that. You could call this a spike, but after the spike, it found a range again, right? The dollar keeps getting confined within this range, spikes suddenly, puts a lot of debt under a lot of pressure, and then dumps back down, because the world cannot sustain the dollar being strong for too long. And you've been studying this, and I'm pretty sure you're beginning to understand why.
America cannot sustain the dollar being strong for too long.
Did you like it?
See?
It's different.
There we go. That sounds like mango.
What?
Listen to music, I'm like, I put a finger. Legend has muscles. That's right, Kevin, he does.
When I first met Krisha,
The stories. Let's tell him about the story from today. So back on over to Bitcoin's chart. Sean and I were out on a walk. Anyways, I was very relaxed, and you know, we were just walking, and he flips out his phone. He pulls up a chart, right? It's just a screenshot of a chart from TradingView, and he shows it to me. He's like, "Hey, what do you think?
Should we buy this?
Should we buy? Yeah, should we buy this?" And I mean, I was all like chirpy and happy, and I look at his chart. I'm like, "Yeah, wow, that's looking really good. That looks like a double bottom. I think it's a really good level. We should totally get in."
And then I'm like asking him, I'm like, "You sure? Like, it looks good, right?" I'm like,
right. And then I keep prodding, right? I'm asking him, like, "What chart is this? Right? What coin is this? What chart is this? What coin is this?" And I'm trying to zoom out of the picture to find the ticker of the coin. I'm like, "No, it's been cut off." So now I look at him like, what chart is this? How do you not include the ticker? Right? And then he has like this really weird smile on his face. He's like, yes. Kidding me. He's like, no, go ahead. Take a guess. Like, I don't know. And then, voila, you have the chart right in front of you. It was the Bitcoin inverse chart.
I showed her this, guys. Just to check her bias. Just to check her bias and show her what could be happening. Even though I'm more long than she is. But yeah. Don't forget that this could be a possibility, right? If you're a range trader, we are at resistance. If you're a trend trader, you're looking for resistance to break.
I feel like this is a very, very effective way to check your biases.
It's a nice trade here, regardless.
Invert the chart.
It's a 100% move to the top of the range. The middle of the range would be somewhere around here. Yeah.
So what is that? Back down to 40k? 40, no, 50.
34.
Never mind. Never mind.
She was like, oh shit. The moment of, oh shit. And then we have a W formation. This is the dollar here, Krisha. You understand? This is the dollar against Bitcoin, right? So the dollar getting strong against Bitcoin, put in a W, right? And then boom. Long live the dollar. But the thing is, that's you betting fundamentally that the dollar is going to be strong leading into like 2022, 2023. And that's a kind of tough bet to make at the moment. Yeah, it is a lower low, but through a candle, the thing is, man, you could definitely have for me, like if you're looking at an M-like formation, right? These M-like formations can definitely put in a higher high and then break down, right? Can definitely happen.
I think that the big tell for those of you actually looking to figure out, whether or not Bitcoin really gets that next pullback, the big tell is going to be this current weekly close. I say if price starts showing weakness along the current region of support, which is sitting at what? Where's Bitcoin at right now? Give me the number.
60,400-ish.
Yeah. Yes, and that was the top. That's right. That was the I guess I can call it a local top now. But that was the top in the last run up back in May, right? So 60,000. We start showing weakness along 60,000. I'm even saying weakness on maybe the weekly and the 4-day time frame. And these are two time frames I personally am going to be looking at. The weekly and 4-day, if we start seeing weakness there, I'm saying that, yeah. At that point, I'll be looking for Bitcoin to inch towards the downside even further. Perhaps the monthly doesn't clear. Or rather, the monthly does clear that region to the downside. But yeah, the first signs weekly and 4-day, I don't think we'll be waiting too long on this to actually see that resolution.
Let's look at a few other charts and some that we've been trading as well. And two that we've been trading is Vechain and Avalanche. So we're going to start with Ethereum though. And what are your thoughts? So the way we're going to be doing this, guys, is we're going to be checking the same time frame and the same indicator to gauge which assets are stronger. And this is essentially what I do when I'm entering coins, right? You get especially altcoins because don't have the time to really sit down and do a thorough analysis on all of them. And this is essentially why the Mango Dynamic is my go-to indicator and why it was built. So I can just like pull out the indicator and compare strength of an asset, right? You guys can see that Ethereum trends really well against the dynamic until it loses it, and then you just wait for it to retrend on the dynamic, and hey, we've lost it again. So any move above 4,500, in my opinion, is going to be a buy opportunity because it's likely going to start trending again. At the moment, it has lost daily trend. So Ethereum looking good in the high time frames for sure. I'm going to go ahead and pull out the weekly for you guys, right? Looking freaking gorgeous. So if you're playing this on the weekly, any touch on the dynamic has been a buy opportunity. We're not touching the dynamic right now. It's a bit further to go, 3,700, 3,800. So the daily, is essentially saying, hey, this could come down lower because we broke trend. So you either buy above 4,500 or you wait for it to come down lower. That's a theme. Solana, same story, but a bit stronger, not breaking down as hard as Ethereum, right? This is one of our bigger positions in our altcoins. And yeah, we're playing this on the weekly time frame. And on the weekly, this is just still putting in a higher low. I'm not sure where. Maybe lower, maybe somewhere here. Right? We don't know. Don't really care too much. Got in a good position. And Solana looking good. Same story, so I'm not going to go over it again. Losing daily trend though, at least temporarily. Let's see if we can reclaim it. Now I want to show you guys Avalanche. Okay, this is one of our other positions. And compared to Ethereum, compared to Solana, you guys can see what Avalanche is doing. And this is how you guys can gauge strength of an asset. Just look at what Avalanche has been doing compared to Solana, compared to Ethereum, compared to Cardano, compared to Vechain. Right? I like this. Retesting the dynamic, not breaking down, even though it has pressure against Bitcoin from Bitcoin, right? A lot of the sells happening on these altcoins is because Bitcoin is seeing pressure. So Avalanche is shoking it off over here, and this is a sign of strength to me. This is looking really, really good. So Avalanche, following that template that we stated to you guys, that it's likely going to do what Solana did. Breaks around 60 to 75, likely going to get to 95 to 100. Breaks 95 to 100, likely going to get to 120-ish. But of course, that's just a template. You want to trade the TA. Cardano next, Kusha. What are your thoughts? This is not even the daily, by the way. This is the freaking weekly.
You know, funny enough,
look at the daily.
We were having a, once again, yesterday's seed was very, everyone was, but I noticed I was in the middle of dinner and I pulled up my tap trader. Everything was red except for Cardano BTC, and which then prompted me to go and look at ADA USDT, and I noticed that it didn't. It sort of held relatively well compared to most of the other coins out there. So I'll say this, because of how it held up. And if I see this sort of strength, this relative strength on Cardano's chart, leading into the next run up, I will be keeping a very, very close eye out on Cardano because it was showing strength during a downturn. So
when did it show strength though?
So this was, so I'm saying relative to the other dips that many of the altcoins actually have, Cardano's held relatively well. So every time I see that though, I usually look at that as strength for the next sort of run to the upside. When the alts do start moving again, I notice that more often than not, it's the coins that held up well during the fall that actually start trending hard on the next run. It's not always true, but it's worth keeping a close eye out on it.
Yeah, I don't know. Cardano, if it loses this weekly dynamic share, it's the first time it's going to have to lose. It's the first time it's losing its dynamic since more than a year. It's not done it yet, right? So we need.
I mean, of course. I mean, see, this is all contingent on us actually getting the next run to the upside, right? I'm not going to be longing this right here.
Yeah.
I'm going to be waiting for the market to actually give me that sign of, hey, you know what, things are about to take a turn. You know what, things are beginning to show strength again. The bulls are back into action. Only then will I really be looking into Cardano. But before then.
No. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right. So what I'm saying is that I'll just be keeping a close eye out on it when things do start to turn.
No. Okay. So this is what I'm looking to play on Cardano now. If things don't work out the way we would have liked for it to work out, to keep it easy, right? Which is essentially what we would have liked to see is this candle right over here not get a rejection against the dynamic buy-up. You see that over there, right?
Yeah.
Or I'd like for it to like close above and then we start kind of swerving towards the upside. Now this next candle too is rejecting against the Mango dynamic buy-up, right? And now if we close underneath, what's the next play on Cardano? Well, in that case, I'll be looking for something like this, where we reclaim the dynamic, right? Breaking down, reclaim it, break above, and then we get the retest on the dynamic, and then boom, trend. Thoughts? So we see something like this, right?
And that boom trend was a pretty big boom. When you guys see things like that, by the way, price action like that, that's your... I know it's hard to be price agnostic, especially if you're someone looking at the chart, but you just gotta keep your biases at bay. Just jump in. That's what I've been doing. What was this? What was this candle here? Sorry, I just need to, because this actually looks a lot like so this was a good 45%. Wow, okay, but hey, notice what happened after that, right? It was
you got way more than that.
It was way more, so price agnostic. You gotta be price agnostic. When it breaks a region of resistance with so much conviction, that's your tell.
The 2,200%. So if you let 45% shake you out of ever getting into the position again, you missed it.
So these are mistakes that I have made in the past. Every time I've been looking at something and it just sort of runs away from me, especially if it's like one big freaking massive, say 20% candle, and I don't get in because I'm like, well, it's already done 20%, you know, wait on that pullback. But hey, in that 20%, it also broke major resistance. More often than not, I've just gotten punished because price never really came back down and it just went on to run from there. And it does like good, well, in Cardano's case, it did a good 2,000%, right? Sometimes it's way more.
Yep. All right, so Vechain, and then we have 5 more minutes, Krisha, before we wrap up.
Beans.
So, Krisha, Vechain dipping underneath the structure at the moment. If it closes here, close the week here in 4 days and 11 hours, I'm likely gonna just exit the trade. Yeah, and just look to reposition. So
Sean, I have I mean, looking at all of these charts, especially the altcoins, now that we've gone over like order, I mean, I'm seeing weak across the board. Some of them have majors. You could see a further dip to the downside. How does this have you feeling about, you know, Bitcoin? Have any sort of gating effect on? Because I was looking at Ethereum. So Ethereum looks like it's in a different sort of range. It looks like down further, especially relative to the dynamic there. What are your thoughts?
I think it's the other way around. I would say that if Bitcoin does bad, it's going to cascade onto these altcoins coming down further. I don't think these altcoins doing bad is going to cascade on Bitcoin. I think we're going to see strength on Bitcoin relative to most altcoins. Bitcoin is the go-to asset when people are feeling shaky about... Because think about the narrative right now. People are not feeling too confident about fiat. People aren't feeling too confident about stable coins. There's FUD against Tether. There's FUD against the US dollar. Bitcoin is the... It's not a safe haven asset, but amongst the crypto community, it is the go-to asset when, hey, I'm not sure it's a bear market yet, but when alts do take a dump, they get trashed more than Bitcoin. Bitcoin will get trashed, yes, but I'll get trashed less than. So yeah, if Bitcoin breaks this, right? This is how I see it. Bitcoin breaks 58K by the end of the week, and you see all coins also breaking those key levels or hold. For example, Vechain is underneath 15.5 by the end of the week, and Bitcoin loses 58K. I'm not holding on to this. Right? That's how I play it.
This should give you guys some sort of insight in how we deal with our alt bags during times of market weakness. Right, we're not willing to hold on too much during times of market weak. You see, Bitcoin gets weak. Okay, you got to be price agnostic on the downside as well, right?
Krish, I think you may need to come a bit closer to the mic because people are saying that you're cutting off. Is it just Krisha or is it me too, guys?
It's just...
Alright, we'll take a few altcoin requests before we wrap up. San USDT asks Alvaro. Ooh, this is showing strength indeed.
Yeah, this one has been like one of the top trending ones on the dashboard. The dashboard gave us all. I was looking frame. 3 days ago on the daily, you're up a good 19% on that.
Oh damn.
Yeah, sand actually went off a couple of weeks ago too on one of the other time frames, and
So
I'm like, I just wasn't sure. Okay, what is that coin?
Did you mention sand to me, or was it someone in the Grove? I think
probably someone.
Yeah.
Or you probably saw it on the dashboard because it was one of the top
Oh
ones out
right,
there. Up
yes
there,
it was.
Because
It
the
was,
volume
yeah,
peaked.
Yeah.
So the dashboard caught on to the volume peaking.
Yes,
and then
that's what happened.
It was,
That's what happened. It was on stream, and I said, "Sand is on here. What's going on?"
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So you caught.
Yeah, I caught it and I ignored it again. So guys, quick tip for you using the dashboard: if you start seeing a coin on the top over here, right, and the trend has just switched, right, especially you see the trend switch on the 4 and the 12 hour, along with the Ichimoku signal on lower time frames, it might be a chart worth looking at on your trading view and look for a trade opportunity on that one. So sand was one of those that Mana was another one that Krisha caught using a similar technique, so look out for that.
It's sort of filtered by volume, so that's how the list goes. So every time you see like something, you know, like a weird coin up there, it's worth taking a look at least. Go onto the chart and yeah, see if there's anything there worthwhile. Trade opportunity that may bag you good win.
Alright, so Alina wants to cover Matic. The dashboard saying on Matic. Alina, by the way, make sure that your Discord isn't hacked, because I got a really weird message from your Discord account. And there's another Alina who messaged me on Telegram. Not sure if that's you, but again, it was a rather wasn't sure if it was someone who has taken control of your account. Heads up on that. Yeah, Matic for sure. Flip short against USD and Bitcoin 8 days ago. 8 days ago. On the daily as well as the 12 hours. So, Alvaro, you've not been too what's the word I'm looking for? Unbiased on this trade? Have you been keeping an eye on the trend changes on this? So yeah, Matic looking like it's downtrending against Bitcoin as well as USDT on the daily as well as the 12 hour. Oh, let's see the 2-day. The 2-day flipped neutral as well 6.5 days ago. So not the best. The 4-day neutral and short. Oh, the 4-day has been short. Or rather turned short 13 hours ago. So that's interesting. The high time frame is also going up, going against Matic. Let's look at the charts. What's going on? Look at that. Broke underneath support and resistance, or rather resistance that flipped support, flip back into resistance right over here. So that's Matic. Needs to flip this back again. Needs to flip 170 before you see continued upside. But over here, right, you guys can see the trend was holding. High, low until you put in a potential lower high that got confirmed as soon as you put in this candle over here. So now you had a lower high, lower low, downtrend confirmed, and that was probably if you didn't exit over here,
yeah,
I wouldn't be in the trade over here. Right?
Yeah, especially when it's so it's one thing to get just one data point underneath support, but then every time it sort of got up there and it got rejected, that was how many days? Like you're looking at the daily, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. 6 days of just continuously getting rejected off of that. That is weakness, right? That is technical weakness on the chart, and you must feed it at that point. At least, you know, think of reducing a position. That's how I personally.
Yep. All right. So one final request. We're gonna check out Crow for Jacob. I've been actually looking at this. Crow USD. I'm actually that. Bittrex. I think it's Bittrex has far more history. I remember this run up. It just kept going and going and going. I remember this run up. And apparently they recently bought like Lakers Stadium or something like that, and is renamed to Crypto.com. It's crazy, man. It's crazy what's happening. FTX has bought a stadium as well, right? A basketball stadium.
I know that they were sponsoring some of the UFC games. That's when I first saw Crow actually as a major sponsor. Not a major sponsor, a major sponsor in a major sort of game. That's when it really stood out to me. I'm like, wait a minute, I was watching a game, like, wait a minute, is that Crow up there on his boxers or whatever?
Boxers?
I don't know. It was
What?
somewhere. It was somewhere. You know, they gotta wear the merch.
Oh, on his actual, okay, his trunks.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, if it broke out of this consolidation, man, retested it, and it looks like it wants to continue. It's in an uptrend. Looks like it wants to keep going, and it's showing strength against Bitcoin's weakness. So good sign. All right. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream.
Yes, sirree.
Ajay says FTX sponsored the Cricket World Cup. What? No way. No way. Really?
That's crazy.
Jesus.
They start. That's how you mentioned it, right? They start in the peripheries,
Like,
and then they come in.
peripheries?
Yeah.
Krisha, a Cricket World Cup is not the peripheries. I mean, it's not the FIFA World Cup, but
I wonder, you know, and I mean, next year is the football World Cup, and I wonder if one of them actually comes in as a sponsor. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, think about it. They bought a stadium, then the Cricket World Cup, then UFC. I mean, would it surprise you guys? I don't think so.
no, I mean, FIFA though, Jesus. At that point, if
You're
you
gonna
guys
see them
don't
there.
buy spot
Yeah.
Bitcoin, I don't like. You guys need to understand that 10 years from now, a lot of people are going to be thinking, WTF was I doing? Like, why did I just lock away a tad bit, considering all the signs that we were getting, right? I heard the horror stories of people in the .com boom who knew that Amazon was going to be big and did nothing, right? Knew Apple was going to be big and they were over trading on our stocks. You guys don't want to be doing that. Think long term, think about your family. This is life-changing wealth that is wealth transfer that is happening right now. All right, Kusha, any final thoughts that you want to give them?
No, that's that's it. That is it. I mean, you guys have our thoughts on Bitcoin. I think that's the major one. People are feeling antsy here, but hey, Bitcoin is still on support. We still have the weekly left, the monthly left more importantly. So yeah, keep your eyes, if you're feeling anxious, zoom out of the chart and keep your eyes on the higher time frames, because that is going to give you the right picture. Okay, it is the most solid picture you can, especially if you are on spot. Like if you're trading spot, don't be stupid about these things. Bitcoin is still on support, right? So wait for a break, wait for that confirmation before you make any drastic move.
Thomas, in regards to your question, you should check out the leverage trading module within the seed program. I don't think you've reached that just yet. And also check out Krisha's Binance tutorial on using leverage. Or did I misunderstand your question? I think you're asking how to trade without leverage, restricted leverage. I don't think I'm understanding your question correctly, but if it's pertaining how to use leverage, watch the module in the seed program, right? Because we use leverage in a safer way. We use leverage to protect ourselves, right? Which is a tad bit different compared to how most crypto communities use leverage, where they use leverage to wreck themselves. And yeah.
As far as US exchanges are concerned, get on out to the Grove, come on out to the Grove, and maybe, you know, there are probably American citizens in there.
Any mega Black Friday discount news? Bitcoin's not going to go on discount because it's Black Friday.
Maybe this is the discount.
Yeah, maybe.
Wow.
Oh, right. Oh my God, imagine. Jeez.
God, I'm all.
When's Black Friday?
When is Black Friday? I'm not sure.
Is it today? I mean, it's not Friday today, so I guess
It's November.
when
I'm just not
Black
sure
Friday
which,
isn't
which
in November.
Friday
In
it
Canada.
is.
Wait, do we have a different Black Friday in Canada compared to it?
No, it's
The
Black
same, the
Friday
same.
in Canada as well.
And then the Cyber Monday too.
I'm just not sure because you know everything is
No.
so like mixed up with
It's
Canada
closer
and
to
America.
Christmas.
Yeah, I mean we're in November.
Okay, wait.
Sean's confused.
What's the sale that they have after after Christmas? There's
Boxing
one.
Day.
Oh, that's Boxing Day. All right. I might. I don't shop, guys.
It's okay.
It's the last Friday of. Oh, he meant a mango discount.
Yeah.
That's on Krisha.
We just had one like so recently.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. If not Black Friday, then perhaps Christmas.
Well, no, we're definitely having a Christmas thingy.
Sean loves Christmas,
Yeah.
guys. Absolutely loves Christmas.
It's more important than Bitcoin's all-time high. We can't have a sale for Bitcoin's all-time. Bitcoin's gonna be putting in all-time highs forever, right? Christmas is not gonna last forever. I mean, you guys know what I mean. Christmas is special. Every Christmas is its unique Christmas. All-time highs are just all-time highs. They're gonna happen all the time.
We'll be doing one for Christmas. If not Black Friday, then definitely Christmas, and we will be announcing it in the Grove as well as on the videos.
If we do one for Black Friday, then we can't do one for Christmas. So we gotta choose in the two.
I say, I have one. So fast.
All right, boys, that's it, Kusha. I'm done. Do you have any final words?
No, that's all.
it.
You guys have our thoughts on Bitcoin as well as some of the altcoins. We really hope this helped, and thank you all for joining in today.
We'll see you on Christmas.
You're gonna see us sooner, don't worry.
Why can't we just take a break? Like a long break on the beach. Oh no, that's not it.
Always done.
Oh, I showed. You guys saw it. You guys saw Jasha's thingy. Fumbling. That's what you guys were supposed to see.
TLDR is, but Bitcoin is on support. And keep it mango until we get a confirmation close under.
Well said. Well said. Monthly and weekly support. And Dixie is rallying, so keep an eye on Dixie as well. Yeah, I want you guys to not tunnel vision, because we might be seeing a scenario that nobody's talking about, where we come in to put a lower high. Like we could do both, right? We could do both. We could bounce only to put in a lower high and then come down to 52k. So the bulls will be right, or rather the bulls will be wrong and the bears will be wrong, and then in the long term Bitcoin will do what it has to do, which is keep going higher anyways, and Dixie will keep doing what it has to do anyways, which is going down in the long term. But in the interim, everyone can be wrong, right? So be aware of that situation. And with that, my name is Sean Dexter, her name is Krisha, and we'll see you guys in the next stream. Do it the mango way, do it the easy way, do it the breezy way. Ciao.
Hi, guys.